This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Siddharth Singh Dangi,
Yes, sir.
you are from Datia,
Yes, sir.
electrical engineer from IIT Kanpur, and then you have scored All India rank 9 in UPSC Engineering Services.
Yes, sir.
You are already working there?
Sir, my joining has yet not come.
Has not yet come. So I see. So for that, of course, All India rank 9 is certain to come, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good. And when is your interview?
So my interview is scheduled for 16th March.
15 March. And this is your UPSC interview you have appeared in the engineering. But for the civil services, this is your first interview?
Sir, this is my second interview. I appeared for the interview back in 2019 also.
What happened in that time?
Sir, I scored decent marks in interview, but my main score was not very good.
I see. And this time you have done better in your mains?
Sir, I hope I have done.
You have done better. Okay. Now you come from Datia. There is a well-known saying, झांसी गले की फांसी, दतिया गले का हार. ललितपुर ना छोड़ियो जब तक मिले उधार. Why this was said?
So it's a local saying in Bundelkhand that I
There
have
must
also...
be some reason, some history behind it. There must have been something behind this saying. No idea?
No, sir.
Okay. Just a few days back, some mineral deposit was found. What was that?
So a large deposit of lithium has been found, which is one of the first sources of lithium, domestic sources of lithium in India. Lithium is a very critical mineral for development of electric vehicles, since it's a key component of the electric vehicle battery.
So, do you think the electric vehicle project in India, it will go faster because of this, or do we have the facility to process lithium ore and extract lithium out of it and then make our batteries?
So presently we do not have, because we did not have any sources, and we were trying to source it from countries like Chile in South America. But once the ores have been developed, I feel the government will be earnest in developing the technologies.
So it is confirmed deposit now.
Yes, sir.
So you passed out in 2016, right?
Yes, sir.
Or since then you were preparing for civil services. You did not work anywhere.
Sir, I took a job in between for 3 months in 2021 after my attempt of mains at ESE. But after my result came and I had secured a job, I started preparing again for civil services.
So tell me, since you are electrical engineer, tell me which kind of motor is used in electric vehicles?
Sir, presently in these days, a brushless induction motor is used. Induction motors, they have a better, longer life, and through the brushless technology, the various losses...
This is induction motor?
DC motor. Brushless DC motor is used, and through the use of brushless system, the losses through brushes, which were major part of the mechanical losses, have been reduced, and these are being used.
Why not induction motor?
So the basic advantage with DC, first of all, the battery EV pack that we have provides power to us in the form of DC power. Next is the DC motor. It has a very high torque at a low speed, which can provide us high torque and high acceleration at the low speeds, and is very convenient for using in traction systems. And if we want a higher acceleration for the vehicle. So brushless DC motor is better than AC induction motor in this regard.
If I want to use induction motor, what is the extra thing that I will have to incorporate in EVs?
So we'll have to first change the DC power into the AC power. For converting DC power to AC power, we'll need an inverter.
What is the name of that inverter? You went for Astrophysics Olympiad, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something. And you love stargazing also. Do you use telescope?
Yes, sir.
Which kind of telescope?
So I have an amateur alt-azimuth telescope where you can move the axis of the telescope in both the horizontal and the vertical axis. And the aperture is about 6 inches and the total tube length is about 1.5 meters.
1.5 meters. Tell me the difference between Maksutov and Newtonian telescope.
So in the Newtonian telescope, the basic concern before Newton introduced the Newtonian telescope was that the length of the tube for focal length had to be increased a lot. So instead of having one mirror in a reflected telescope, he put another mirror in the reflected telescope, thus increasing the focal length of the telescope without increasing the tube length. The name to this telescope was given to the Newton telescope. And the other one, it has only one reflecting mirror with it. So the focal length is limited by the length of the tube. And
the effective tube length is more with Maksutov. What is the basic difference between Newtonian and Maksutov? In terms of the technology that is used. I mean, like basic principle of light. One uses mirror, other uses lens. Right. My last question. So Einstein had given a theory, a special theory of relativity. There is a constant that he had incorporated in that. What is that constant?
So the speed of light in vacuum.
In a special theory of relativity, there is a constant incorporated by Einstein. What is the name of that constant?
So I'm not aware.
चल कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है.
Hello Siddharth. Okay, so you achieved 9th rank in engineering services. Which service would you be getting?
So Central Power Engineering Services.
Central Power Engineering Services. Okay. So you will be working in your electrical engineering field only then.
Yes, sir.
Right. So why do you want to join civil services? Isn't it out of the expertise area that you have?
Sir, though I enjoy the electrical subject in my academic interest and overall interest, but I feel in my professional opportunities, I would like to take up a job where the diversity of opportunities is higher. And some of the civil services, they provide a higher amount of diversity compared to Central Power Engineering Services.
Don't you think your capabilities or competencies would be better suited for engineering services? As a graduate from IIT Kanpur, and then your optional also is electrical engineering, means you are good at the subject.
Yes, sir.
So your competencies would be better utilized there, right?
But I feel even for the other services, power and electricity is my area of competence, along with a general area of competence in the technology sector is needed in every sector of economy and growth in India. And if given an opportunity, I feel this area of expertise, I can apply it to other services also, and combined it with the fact that
Siddharth, can you tell me 5 ways in which you can reduce or design a system to reduce road accidents in India?
Yes, sir. First, to reduce the road accident, starting with the construction of the roads, a new technology of forgiving roads, where ropes are used around the lanes, which is also used in Bundelkhand, can be used. In this, if a vehicle goes out of its lane, it can be brought back to its lane, and if the vehicles travel in a lane, this will lead to a reduction in road accidents. Second, with respect to the design of the vehicle, I think a sensor based on RFID devices, which are already now used in the FASTag, basic amount of communication can be done between the two vehicles, and if the speed of an algorithm can be made which can work on the basis of the speed of the vehicle and the distance between the two, and if some kind of danger is detected by that vehicle, it can provide automatic stop kind of. Next, many number of accidents happen because of the blind spots.
Okay, next.
Blind spot road vehicle. Yes, sir. Next is we can work upon the if accidents have. So we have to reduce the accidents or the cause deaths from accidents.
Both actually. If you reduce the accident, then death will also reduce.
Sir, I think the next area we can work upon is the medical help that we provide to people when there is a road accident. In this, first of all, the awareness about the basic.
Siddharth, do you think that 2014 can be called an inflection point in India's foreign policy?
So to some extent, since 2014, India has become a little bit more aggressive in its approach towards foreign policy. An example could be its approach to East Asia. What was Look East has been turned into Act East, but we cannot call it a complete inflection point because since 2000s, early 2000s itself, India has been getting more and more aggressive. A point in case can be the nuclear deal which India had with USA to in form of its NSG waiver, but the speed of aggressiveness can
I
be
got your point.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Siddharth, you were born on a very interesting day. How is it celebrated?
So 1st December is celebrated as the World AIDS Day to promote awareness about AIDS.
Okay, when was the first case of AIDS discovered
So globally,
globally? And India also, tell about India as well.
so I'm not aware of the exact date. Can I take a guess?
Go ahead.
Around 1960s, 70s.
No, it was 80s. And which is that prominent area where there are the most cases are found, most deaths occur?
So Sub-Saharan Africa.
Not the southern African region?
So the Sub-Sahara Africa region around countries like Nigeria, I think, are where the maximum number of cases of AIDS have been reported. And since it's a very underdeveloped area, I suppose the largest number of deaths should be there also.
Okay, and how is it prevented?
Sir, the spread of HIV happens through the transfer of
HIV?
human immunovirus, the virus that causes the disease AIDS.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It spreads usually through the transfer of fluids between two people. So awareness in this regard can help. For example, the use of, used syringes should not be used again and again. One other area could be used blades should be discarded. Then protected sex should be promoted among the people. If these steps are taken, HIV the spread of HIV can be reduced to a large extent.
How is India government preventing it? Any schemes, any initiatives?
Yes, India, first of all, there is a body dedicated to control the spread of NACO, National AIDS Control Organization. Also, India has taken up some special strategies. For example, in the Northeast, it has taken a Sunrise project. Also, India has subscribed to the 90-90-90 strategy given by WHO, in which it aims to...
Great. Okay. So you are from Madhya Pradesh. So in recent years, there was an overhaul in the government. There are MPs switch from MLAs switch from one side to another, right? So why is it happening in multiple states? How can this be prevented? Some people call it different types of, they give different names to the operation. They blame each other. Well, how can this be prevented?
Sir, I think there are 2 or 3 steps that need to be taken to curb these. First of all, the anti-defection law, though it has been there, the implementation of anti-defection has been poor. Usually the questions
Give
are...
me specifics amendment which we can bring about in anti-defection law.
Sir, to come to specific amendments, first the deciding authority for anti-defection, instead of speaker, we can like the second ARC has recommended, we can make the election commission the deciding authority.
Okay, one.
The next is the process should be made time bound. Presently, there is no timeline for the deciding authority to decide upon.
One last amendment.
Sir, I'm not able to.
Okay. You are into stargazing. So one biggest problem with stargazing is pollution.
Yes, sir.
So give me 2 administrative solution to air pollution which can help you pursue your hobby.
Sir, I have to address air pollution as a whole, or I have to develop dark spots for stargazing?
Give me both solutions.
Okay. First of all, sir, air pollution, I feel the endpoint availability of public transport is very important, coupled with higher tax rates on use of private vehicles, which is used by some foreign cities also, like New York, where people, even the rich people, use public transport to a great extent. Next, one step would be to move to electric vehicles, which can reduce the emissions from the combustion-based engines to a great extent. Also, one more step, especially pertaining to the stargazing hobby, is that not only air pollution with respect to emissions, but with respect to light also has to be reduced. So, as a tourism spot or for stargazing enthusiasts, certain dark spots can be developed by the government in regions where the population density is low. For example, in Mumbai, it has been developed near the giant meter wave radio telescope in the Pune-Mumbai region. Such dark spots can be provided where the night sky is much more clear and the hobby can be pursued.
Okay, Siddharth. Thank you so much.
Siddharth, you got about a month's time to go. And on your subjects, I find you absolutely fine. Only thing is that during interview, if you miss a few questions, don't get disheartened. So it happens with everybody, even if you have prepared the best. So once something goes wrong, don't bother about it, just move on to the next one. Because if you keep that in mind, that you have spoiled something, you will spoil the other ones also, number one. So your subject part I think is fine. If your interview is confined towards your subject, you will do much better. Okay, all the best.
All the best.